let's see, and we're live, and it's AtlanticScrum. Sam and Yarrow are here. Yeah, we'll see if apologies for starting a little bit late there. I was running from room to room. Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't know if you saw my posts, Yarrow, but
I have. No.
The wonderful documentation that you've been providing. I think the what was I looking at just now? I was looking at the new project thing here. I would say that this getting started document is totally awesome, and we should get it into the official getting started thing, and we should get it linked into the top page. And I guess, are you feeling that we need lots of ongoing discussion of this right now?
I don't know, because it's as always. I've been doing this myself, and I know a lot of things. Sure. But when new people are coming, they always notice things that.
Right. But I mean, if they notice something, they don't have to have a discussion underneath it. If they notice something, they can take the link and paste it into Slack and say, what have you. I mean, I guess you can argue that there's like if you've got the discussion thing that's actually on the page, that like lowers the barrier to entry. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think
we could, I guess, we could set up, we could make it as a static page, set up a link to it, but then we could, we could set up a separate discussion. Just to, we could just add a line, something. If you have any suggestions about this,
go come and discuss it here or there or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I think that we want to, by having it in here, it makes it seem like it's kind of, not really so seriously what's being promoted as being, by the rest of the site. I think if we move it into the getting started, then that kind of, makes it more official, and I think it should be. I think what you've written is excellent, and I think we need to make it. We need to back it as strongly as possible. I don't know where the original getting started is anyway, but somebody seems to think that it is.
Should we put a link in the navigation bar?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why we lost the link. I mean, I guess there's a issue about it being. I mean, in the first instance, we could put, I mean, I could immediately actually. I mean, if we're talking about doing something, right now. We could put. We've got the about thing.
My only concern is that.
I'm not saying only do that. I mean, one of many things that we will do is put that in here, and we could say like, put it like here, and then say. Getting started. Please see the following document. I mean, in some ways, I mean, I don't know. I am in the background, continuing to work on having. Let me save that. These, we've got this like learn, code, pair, grow. I mean. In some ways that kind of that whole getting started could be one of these four things. I don't know. I mean, maybe the site ultimately needs a redesign to, this looks great. I mean, I'm gradually working on. At the moment, these are all four of them pointing to the remote pairing thing. There needs to be some sort of. We need to work out. Something, whether, what am I saying? Like, is this, if people land on this, there's these four things, are they actually clicking through on these? I mean, at the moment, they're not going to see everything. Is it important to have, these four different perspectives on the four things that we do? Or should it just be like, let's code, we get started, you can have this kind of graphical thing, but there doesn't necessarily have to be details on there, and all of them could be taking you to the getting started page rather than the remote pair programming page. I don't know. Anyway, we don't have to resolve that now. But
my personal feeling, I mean, since we're talking about this, my personal feeling is that it's good for graphical representation, just visual thing. Mm-hmm. But going in and actually reading about it, I mean, you'd have to be really interested from on your first visit.
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of, I don't know. At least for me, if I go to a site like, say that I'm looking at. Like I've just been doing Stripe, and that's payment system, which is like, I mean, I feel like we should have one of these, but, it's set up with, a graphic what it is, and then immediately we've got it's like documentation is getting started, and they've got these. I mean, I think what we need in some ways is, and the nice thing about these graphics is they're showing you kind of what it is. It's sort of saying, oh look, you've got apps of one kind or another, and then here we've got some sort of payment form. So it's sort of
it would be really cool to have a getting started guide with like as a series of 10 screens or 10.
But I'm saying is even like here, rather than these 4 things here, if we had a representation which was like sort of an image of a Hangout and a picture of some code by the side of it, and then some sort of icon to represent Agile or what have you. Do you know what I mean? That it would communicate more about what the value proposition of the whole site is. Anyway, let's see. Has anybody else turned up for the Scrum?
Marion is here.
Marion's here. Hey, Marion. Yeah, why don't we kick off and do it? So, but anyway, Yara, how are things with you?
So things are great. There's only one thing I'd like to resolve. I have made a story in Pivotal Tracker for making a link to the Getting Started guide on a landing page or on a navigation bar.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to clarify on that. So what do you think? We should put the navigation bar. What about the landing page itself, where we have the link for the Scrum? Scrum is live.
Oh, you mean like yes? I mean, for example, the Let's Code could be a hyperlink that link to the Getting Started.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I think that's great. Let's Code. Let's make that clickable.
Okay. That's cool. All right. Yeah. And the navigation bar, should we try it too?
Yeah, I think, why not? Let's have a Getting Started. I mean, I guess the interesting thing is to look at, what people have. Yeah, I don't know if other pages have Getting Started. I mean, there's a question there about, I mean, it feels, I guess on full width there's space. Yeah, Yeah, let's put it in and then do it, and you can have 2 pull requests, and with the discussion in the pull requests, and people can say, no, I think this is too much or too little or whatever. And I mean that's the important thing about splitting out the pull request. Like do 1 pull request for one thing, 1 for the other, and let's let the debate ensue.
All right, cool.
And so, are you available for pairing? Any plans now?
I will be available in 2 hours. I have an appointment with the doctor.
Yeah. Okay. Sure thing.
Yeah. No blockages, and I'm still in the background while working on these documents. I'm still carrying on working on the projects Hangouts, and that is to be able to start a Hangout from a projects page.
Yeah. Cool.
That is almost ready. I will be making a pull request tonight. But I have talked to Brian today. We have agreed that I will try to compile a very short, concise guide to making code reviews, so we can pass it to other members, so everybody can be involved in making code reviews for the existing pull requests and for the future. Right. And hopefully that will help him a little bit.
Is Brian saying that he basically he hasn't pulled anything in because there haven't been sufficient code reviews on the pull requests?
No. But I was asking him, is there anything I can do? I can do to help.
Okay, so to help. Okay, and he said that.
I would try to involve other members. So by the time you get to their code review, you're actually more confident that things are being looked at.
Okay, cool beans. All right, Marion, how are things with you?
Hi, I'm good. I haven't really been around for a few days, so.
No worries. Anything blocking you? Any plans?
I still have some stuff to finish on local support, and but I don't know what other things have happened because I haven't been around since Thursday.
Sure, no worries. I mean, the other things that have happened are that although I've invited hundreds of people into the Slack. I don't know if there were more people joining the sessions over the weekend, but at least one MOOC student, as Michelle, has started pairing with David on the volunteer epic or one aspect of it, and I've been working on with maker students on the delete organizations functionality. That's what's sort of been happening on local support. The client on Thursday was very, very pleased with your map, and that went out to production, and it's live, and people are very happy. So huge uber thanks to you. I guess there's lots of other little bits and pieces to do or not do. Or anyway, yes. But nothing then blocking you, and I guess you may work on local support and other things as well, or
yeah.
Cool. And you're free to pair now?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. All right, and I see John Engelbert has joined us. John, how are things with you?
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm just hoping to pair up hopefully with Euro at some time and get the pair programming page, the hookups page,
Sure.
worked out. Yep.
Yeah. Sounds like Yara might not be available for a couple of hours, but Marion also does have experience on website one, and I think particularly if you're stuck on some capybara issues or something that I was reading about in the Slack, I know Marion's might be in a good position to help you. But
Sure.
yeah, is that I guess I'm maybe preempting your blocks that you might describe to me, John. Anything else blocking you?
No, it's just testing issues a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you saw my responses there. I think absolutely. I mean, with spikes, you can easily not do tests. I think as you're feeling your way and just trying to work, it's very difficult to write tests for something that you have no idea how it works or even what it is in the first place. So it's absolutely fine to spike and make something without tests, and that's great. But I think that the key thing is there's a slippery slope there where you make something and it kind of works, and you're like, oh yes, and it works, and then it gets pushed out, and then people start using it, and then you have to and they need a little change, and you make that change, and then you kind of end up kind of being responsible for this big code base that doesn't have any tests, and then that's like a world of pain. So
I'm not going there.
No. So, but anyway, yeah, don't worry about not testing for the purposes of spiking, but I think you mentioned something else before about not wanting to throw away good code, but the process of doing the spike, I mean, you can then take a spike and start wrapping tests around it, making sure the critical thing is, of course, that you see your tests fail, right? If you just write lots of tests and they all pass because the spike's there, that's dangerous because you don't know that your tests are actually doing the right thing. But if you kind of comment out bits of functionality in your spike, you can effectively wrap it in, a bit like you would be doing with a legacy code base. You can then, save yourself. But often what you'll find is after having done a spike is you'll say, oh, okay, actually maybe I want the code design to be somewhat different. And so you might start over, test driving. And anyway, there's then a whole nother level of actually being comfortable enough with the tests to test drive. What was relatively quite easy to build for a spike may be complicated to test. So it's there's lots of pain. But anyway, yeah. So and you're available for pairing now?
Yeah, for a little while. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So well, then I think that leaves me. I have been all about Stripe automated payments with Rails, which is a nice integration. It really makes me that was so simple to integrate with Rails. I don't know about Rails 3, but well, actually no. Of course, the Agile Venture site is already in Rails. It really makes me want to just build this prototype feature, which has got see if we can get pre-orders for people wanting a. Nobody's going to want it anyway. But so I have managed to sit down with some Maker students today and pair program on the UI for deleting charities, which is great. I'll see if I have some more pairing. I'll post those Makers pairing things in local support as I have been doing previously. Actually, in an interesting conversation with John and Michael about testing and the features and so on. I'm definitely starting to lean towards the idea. Apparently, I'm agreeing with DHH, which is that we need feature tests and model tests rather than lots of stubbed and mocked views and control tests. Yeah, I think that's it for me. I'll be back at home tomorrow and trying to now get the final stages of the Agile Ventures bank account and tax things set up before I'm off to Japan in about 10 days. Yeah, there we go. Anything else that we need to discuss as a group?
Yeah, since Marin is here, Marin, I would like to remind you that there is a document on mission and values and goals for Agile Ventures. And since you're one of the old members, would you please join the discussion at some point?
Let's have a look for that document.
Yeah, I saw the note about it, but I just have not been in a position to look at it yet.
Right. Okay. Just as long as you know about it. Just a few words is fine. Or at least there are a lot of ideas there. You can just vote for some ideas to be added into the document. And then at some point when the brain process starts, I'm sure you will come up with ideas anyway.
Okay. Sure.
And another question is, what state you and Brian have left the Scrum timeline in?
Yeah, there was just one more tiny refactoring to do. I mean, actually, it could just go now. I think I can mark it.
Would you like me to help in any way to make a pull request to your repo or to
yes,
to do?
Sure.
But what is there exactly needed to be done?
It's just a little bit of drawing out some JavaScript.
All right.
Okay, let me just stop it. I think I'm going to break off there. I'll just mention, so to Marian, Yarrow has done a huge lot of work on these. I'm really pleased with this getting started with Agile Ventures page that he's done, as well as also with the discussions going on around the business model thing. There's a nice mission emerging there. Don't feel please don't feel under too much pressure. I know Yarrow's just got all this huge level of excitement, and it's there's a lot going on there. Whenever you have a chance to cast your eyes over that, we'll be very, very grateful indeed. Okay. Yeah, good stuff. All right, guys. Well, happy pairing, and I'll maybe see you in a later local support hangout. But I'll be around if anybody needs me for help. But I'll stop the broadcast there and have fun.